Microsoft may not need to build the smartest AI in the world.
It only needs to put AI inside the tools the world already cannot live without: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, Windows, Azure, and GitHub.
These are not just software products. They are the daily operating system of modern work.
They are where contracts are written, budgets are calculated, meetings are held, emails are sent, code is built, and decisions are made.
So when Microsoft places Copilot inside that environment, it is not simply launching another AI assistant. It is putting artificial intelligence directly into the bloodstream of corporate life. And that is why this story is much bigger than a chatbot. Once Copilot sits inside every meeting, spreadsheet, email, document, and workflow, the question is no longer whether Microsoft has the best AI model in a benchmark. The real question is far more dangerous. What happens when Microsoft becomes the default AI layer for work itself? This is not just a story about artificial intelligence. This is a story about distribution. And Microsoft understands distribution better than almost any company in modern business history. Decades ago, Microsoft did not dominate the PC era because Windows was perfect. It dominated because Windows became the standard.
Office became the language of business. Excel became the language of finance. PowerPoint became the language of corporate persuasion.
Outlook became the nervous system of business communication. Once companies built their workflows around Microsoft, leaving became difficult. Not impossible, but expensive, slow, risky, and painful. That was the old Microsoft playbook.
Now Copilot may be the new version of that same playbook, only this time, the battlefield is not the desktop. It is the workplace mind.
On the surface, Copilot looks like a helpful assistant. It can write emails, summarize meetings, draft documents, analyze spreadsheets, create slides, answer questions inside Teams, and help developers write code through GitHub Copilot. Useful? Yes. But that is only the first layer. The deeper strategy is that Copilot is not standing outside the workplace, asking users to open another app. Microsoft is placing AI exactly where the user already is. Inside the email, inside the meeting, the spreadsheet, the calendar, the document, and inside the company workflow. In corporate warfare, that kind of placement can be more powerful than raw intelligence. The best technology does not always win.
The technology with the best distribution often does. The early numbers show why Microsoft is moving so aggressively.
Microsoft priced Microsoft 365 Copilot at $30 per user per month for commercial customers.
For a company with 100,000 employees, that could mean $3 million per month, or $36 million per year, just for Copilot seats. Microsoft has also said that nearly 70% of the Fortune 500 were already using Microsoft 365 Copilot after about 1 year of general availability. Meanwhile, GitHub Copilot had more than 1.8 million paid subscribers and over 77,000 enterprise customers in Microsoft's 2024 annual report. These numbers matter because they show one thing clearly. Copilot is not being positioned as a side feature. It is being positioned as a new enterprise layer.
Imagine a normal workday inside a large company. A manager joins a Teams meeting late, and Copilot summarizes what happened.
After the meeting, she opens Outlook, and Copilot drafts the follow-up email. Then she opens Excel, where Copilot explains a revenue drop in plain English. Later, she opens PowerPoint. Copilot turns notes into a presentation, creating a leadership deck.
By the end of the day, she is no longer simply using Copilot. She is working through Copilot. That difference changes everything.
At first, Copilot saves 5 minutes, then 10, then an hour, then entire workflows begin to change around it. A sales team stops writing follow-up emails from scratch. A finance analyst starts asking Excel questions in natural language. A legal team uses AI to review contract language. A developer lets GitHub Copilot draft and test code. Slowly, Copilot moves from assistant to interface, from interface to habit, and from habit to dependency. And dependency is where lock-in begins. A rival AI may be smarter in a benchmark, But does it know your company? Does it know the Teams conversation from last week? The meeting you missed yesterday? The file your manager edited? The sales deck your department is preparing? Or the compliance rules your team must follow?
This is Microsoft's hidden advantage, context. In the AI era, context may become the new operating system.
Google has search. OpenAI has attention. Apple has devices. Anthropic has a safety narrative.
But Microsoft has the Office, the inbox, the calendar, the meeting room, the cloud contract, the IT administrator, and the daily workflow.
That may not sound glamorous, but it is power. The next phase is even more important because Copilot is moving toward agents.
AI systems can research and analyze. They automate complex workflows and act across business systems.
This is where Copilot stops being a tool you talk to and starts becoming a worker you delegate to.
A finance agent watches spending patterns. A sales agent drafts proposals. A legal agent reviews contracts. A support agent handles customer issues. At that point, Microsoft is not only selling software, it is selling digital labor. But here is the uncomfortable question. If Copilot becomes the layer through which employees interact with company knowledge, who controls the gateway? The assistant that summarizes the meeting can shape what people remember. The assistant that recommends the next step can influence the decision.
The assistant that drafts the document can shape the language of the company. This is not science fiction. This is how defaults work.
A default search engine shapes what people find. A default operating system shapes what software gets installed.
And a default AI assistant may shape how work gets done.
That is why Copilot could become Microsoft's new Windows moment. It does not arrive like an invasion. It arrives like productivity. It appears as a friendly button in Word, a summary in Teams, a suggestion in Outlook, and a quiet layer of intelligence wrapped around every task.
So the real question is not whether Copilot can beat ChatGPT in a clean comparison. That may be the wrong battle.
The real question is whether Microsoft can make Copilot unavoidable.
If Copilot becomes the default assistant for business, Microsoft may not need to win the AI race in public.
But it can win quietly, inside the workplace, inside the contract, inside the workflow, and inside the habits of millions of employees.
And once that happens, Copilot will no longer be just an AI feature. It could become the new Windows monopoly.
Not the operating system for computers, but the operating system for work.
So what do you think? Is Microsoft building the future of productivity, or is Copilot becoming the most powerful lock-in strategy of the AI era? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The next monopoly may not ask for permission.
It may simply summarize your meeting, write your email, organize your workflow, and become impossible to remove.